what it's like being on GLP-1 and how it's like really changed a lot of things. And I could see how that could be like life altering, life ruining. Like, what's the title of this video? GLP-1's ruined my life. Oh, like thumbnail.
We are stronger every day. Yeah, we're getting braver in every way.
Hey y'all, it's Eden. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, and welcome to my car. I am getting ready to pick someone up, so I'm just like on the side of the road right now, and I've had this video in my brain for a while, and I will say it's not fully conceptualized, so please excuse the ramble. I remember when I started Weight Watchers, one of my friends in the body positive movement was so upset. She like called and she's like, tell me this isn't true, what I'm seeing, you promoting weight loss on your channel. And I was like, I mean, the title says what I eat on Weight Watchers, how could it not be true? And I remember her telling me she'd be supportive, but she didn't want to talk about it, and that I was going to gain it all back. She was a bitch, but she was right. I did gain it all back, plus some. And statistically, that's what happens when you lose weight. But everyone thinks they can be that, what do they say, like 5 to 10% of people that can maintain their weight loss beyond 5 years. And everyone wants to think that they can be that 5%. And I've lost 70, 80, 100 pounds multiple times throughout my adulthood, and I have not been able to maintain that. So I decided that I was going to start taking a GLP-1. I take Manjaro, and it has done some pretty good things for me, but I can say that I'm not necessarily happy with my weight loss thus far, because I've lost 58 pounds in the past 26 weeks. But with that 58 pounds being lost, I'm only 19 pounds below my last starting weight. And let me tell you, that is a real kick in the front butt, y'all. Like, that feeling of, damn, I've lost 58 pounds, but I'm only 19 pounds below where I felt I was too large last time, so I needed to lose weight. And I felt like even then, I didn't start to feel like great again in my body until maybe 30-ish pounds. So I still have another 11 or so pounds to go before I'm at that point that I was before, where I was like, okay, I can feel this, I'm starting to see this. And I'm trying not to be discouraged by it. Overall, I think I'm at a point in life, I'm just a mature person. I'm heading to 40, you know? So I understand that it's just part of life, and I can be discouraged, or I can just keep going and accept the wins, you know? So what I kind of want to talk about in this video is, one, gaining weight back. I've talked about gaining my weight back before, but I didn't realize I gained 96 pounds. So almost 100 pounds back, and how I did that so easily, like so easily. And Dr. Mike and other people have talked about it before. If you've been plus size before and you lose weight, the fat, you don't actually lose fat. You reduce your body fat percentage, but the fat cells themselves are always there. They just shrink down smaller, from my understanding. So it's easier for them to like come back. And I want to talk about the weight gain, because I think a lot of people assume if you gain this much weight back, you're just like eating off the rails. And I don't think that's true for everyone. For some people, definitely. And I talked about in the video where I was sad and weepy, I'll link it at the end, about my dad dying, that when he died and when my dog died, I didn't really care what I was eating. But that doesn't mean that I necessarily was just like eating whole pizzas, because I can't eat a whole pizza. But it's so easy to gain that much weight and get in a lot of calories without eating a lot. So for one, I would go and get an ice white mocha with extra caramel drizzle in the morning. That's 600 calories. So that's like not half of what someone should eat, because I don't think people should be eating 1,200 calories. But you get what I mean. That's like half of what some people are eating when they're dieting. And then for lunch, I probably as a director of a department, forget to eat. So I run to the kitchen, I grab a yogurt, 150 calories, a handful of nuts. Nuts are highly caloric, so close to 200, so that's 350, and a banana, so that's 450, so already over 1,000 calories for the day. And then say in the evening, I work in a building where like a lot of people want to like collaborate with you, so we have Cheesecake Factory gift cards. So I'm like, okay, I'll just grab a salad from Cheesecake Factory. I haven't eaten all day, so let me get a Cobb salad. That's 1,040 calories. And then I haven't eaten a lot today, so let me get extra chicken. So that's an additional 200 calories. So that's 1,240 calories. And that's without any dressing. Those salads are ginormous, right? They give you 2 little things of dressing and it barely wets it. So I'm a sauce girl. Like I've said, the things that make me gain weight is drinks and sauces, and not like sodas, because I don't drink full sugar sodas even when I'm not focusing on dieting, but like coffee drinks and matchas and that kind of thing. So if I do 4 of those can be 200 to 300 calories for those small containers. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So another 800 calories. So that's almost a 2,000 calorie salad, plus what you had earlier in the day. So like 3,000, 3,200 calories that quickly. And no, I'm not eating out every day, but it's easier to like use an example of something like that, where the calories are easily referenceable. But the same thing like kava, I still get my same kava, half and half rice, half lettuce, but instead of when I'm on Weight Watchers and focusing and just getting like hummus because it's 1 point and a lower calorie sauce, I get, you know, chicken, and then I'll do double meat, so lamb meatballs, because again, I usually skip lunch, so grabbing some extra protein. And then I have a lot of the sauces, so I have the harissa, I have the shug, I have the garlic sauce, which is really just oil whipped up, so that bowl easily can be 2,000 calories again. So like you've had one full meal throughout the day, and then maybe I had a coffee, and then me and a coworker need to talk, so we walk to get a coffee. I get a matcha. They don't have protein shakes to put in your drink, so you're just having whatever milk it is. And matcha, I like it, but I like a little bit of sweetness. But they don't have sugar-free at a lot of like the more boutique coffee shops throughout Austin, where I was living at the time, or even here in LA. Sugar-free just isn't a thing that was as big as it was years ago inside of coffee shops, except for at Dutch Bros and places like that. So I have another coffee midday. Maybe we split, I don't know, a cookie or something. But the calories can add up really quickly, even if you're over consuming calories, yes, but you may not be like optically overeating. And I think about things like, even when I'm cooking at home, something that I can make super low point or low calorie when I'm focusing on it. If I'm not focusing on it and I use ground beef instead of ground turkey, I don't like rinse my ground beef like I would if I were on Weight Watchers. It's like a Weight Watchers trick. You rinse all of the grease off until your beef runs clear. I know it sounds gross, but it takes a lot of the fat away. But if I'm not focusing on that, I'm just draining it and like getting out as much as I can see. I'm not getting rid of all of it. And then instead of using a low fat cheese, I'm using full fat cheese. Instead of using Greek yogurt as sour cream, I'm using Daisy, the regular. And I like a dollop, a big dollop, you know? So it can add up so quickly, even without your habits changing a ton. Like my coffee in the morning, instead of being protein shake, maybe I go to Dutch Bros and I get protein milk. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting protein milk. Yay. But it's seasonal. So, oh, they have a cookie butter latte. Can I get an extra cookie butter drizzle? That can add a couple hundred calories, adding a soft top, even though I got protein milk. And I know that I'm not making the best choices anymore. But again, it's just like your habits don't have to change a ton. And I think that people don't understand that that's how quickly people can gain weight back, even if they're not like off the deep end just eating crazy. And that's not to say that there aren't days when there's donuts in the office or whatever. But even on a day-to-day, You can gain back weight really easily and really quickly with small adjustments changing. That's the first thing. The second thing is, now that I'm like beyond my last starting point in my weight loss journey, and I'm like trying to get down a little bit more, obviously, I'm still on the first dose of Mounjaro, like the first level, 2.5 milligrams. My doctor's keeping me on each level as long as I'm losing weight. So there are some weeks where I don't lose weight, but it's not like a true plateau if I lose weight, you know, the next week or whatever. So now that I'm losing weight and I'm on Mounjaro, and I don't even feel like maybe I have the full impact as people that are on 5.0, 7.5, or whatever the doses are, because a lot of people say the dose that I'm on is a beginner dose. It's not the therapeutic dose. 5.0 is the first therapeutic dose, which in October I'll be going up to that dose, and hopefully I continue to lose weight, and maybe my weight loss will be accelerated a little bit. I'd like to lose weight a little bit faster, but when I look at it, I am losing weight at a very healthy speed. In the past 26 weeks, I've lost 58 pounds, and on Weight Watchers, for me to lose the same amount of weight, it took me 49 weeks. So it's not quite half, but 23 weeks variance on how long it took me to lose weight now versus then. So it is still like I'm losing an average of like 2 to 2.25 pounds a week, which is a healthy weight loss. And you still do have to like be mindful about what you're eating. Like I said, I just left the beach. I had an injury on my knee, but now I'm able to use my rebounder again and stuff like that, but without rambling on too much. Mounjaro kind of like changed a lot of things about me specifically, because I 1000% thought I was a foodie. And I do like food. And maybe I will still if I were to ever stop taking Mounjaro, but that's not my plan. My plan is, like Dr. Spencer says, he works closely with Weight Watchers, which is where I've done a lot of my weight loss stuff before. I might have to turn on my AC soon. It's getting kind of warm in my car. It's supposed to be a lifelong drug because obesity is like a chronic condition. So I plan on being on it. Even if I weren't to lose a ton more weight, I would still plan on being on it because I do like the lifestyle that I have now. It's so weird that, like, even if I was planning to have like a steak salad for dinner, there was just so much dialogue in my head around it. Like, ooh, maybe I could go to Central Market and grab some olives and make a really yummy olive tapenade. Or maybe I could make a chimichurri, but that has a lot of oil. Maybe I can find a way to make it a little bit lower calorie and do like half olive oil, half lemon juice without it being too tart. Like, there's just so much dialogue that goes along in your head all the time that's pretty much gone. And I think I still have a little bit of it, like I said, because I am still on the first dose. So I do still think about foods, but it's gone pretty quickly. Like, my boyfriend's a snacker. He has like some Reese's in the cabinet. The other night I was like, ooh, I want to grab one of those. And having one Reese's is not the end of the world. I can totally do that and keep it within like balance, right? But then I started doing something else and I totally forgot about it. Then I was in bed and I was like, oh, I wanted a Reese's, but I'm not going to get out of bed to get one. I don't want one that bad. And I just went to bed. It wouldn't have been like that before. There's just so much about myself that I thought, like, the little something sweet after you eat. I just thought I always like a little something sweet. Turns out I don't always like a little something sweet. And it's just weird because even on like a weekend, so much of what me and my friends and my partner, what we did was try a new restaurant, try a new matcha place. But now I'm like, I don't really want another coffee unless it has like function. Like, unless it's going to be a protein coffee, I don't really want it. And then really at the end of the day, I really only need my coffee at the beginning of the day. I don't want a midday matcha just because I'm just, one, it's going to hurt my stomach. And Another weird thing about GLP-1s is you don't get the satisfaction anymore. Like, someone brought donuts to work the other day, so I went with my team. We all got a donut. I got a maple donut, which is my favorite. I ate half of it, and then it just didn't taste good anymore. Like, the dopamine kick you get from those kind of foods, it's kind of gone. Like, and I just tossed it, and I don't want it anymore. And even if I am eating something that I think tastes really good and I take one more bite, I'm like, I'm feeling full, but I just want to take one more bite. So I take the bite and then I chew it and then I have to spit it out because I'm like, I'm full, I don't need any more, and my body does not want any more. Like, that is a weird thing, like knowing that something tastes good and that you want it, but you can't eat it and you're gonna waste it. Like, because a lot of things I'm like, I know I'm not gonna eat it later, I'm not gonna want this again. Like pieces of pizza. My boyfriend, he loves pizza, he loves to get slices of pizza and review them. I can take 2 bites of pizza and be totally like satisfied. That's all I need. And it's just weird. Like, it's so weird because I'm 36. I'm not like young. I'm young-ish. But like, I'm not young. I know myself pretty well, and this is like a new version of myself, and it's just changed like what I have thought about myself for a really long time. So I'm like, am I a foodie? Someone had sent me a clip of what's her name, Alex, Learning to Be Fearless, where she was saying she didn't want to start a GLP-1 because she liked to eat, she loves food, she loves to be excited about food, and from what she's seen, that goes away with GLP-1s. And I see that. I could see how for someone who has loved those things for so long, it can feel like you're mourning the life you had, or like the excitement, or that like go up and down every aisle of the grocery store fun. It still is fun because you'll still go and look for like things that are high protein, or like maybe a new sauce or something, but it's just not like a pull at you anymore, which is really interesting. I mean, I don't care. Like, I care more about fitting into a plane seat and shopping at Free People. I bet you thought I was gonna say like health. But like, whatever. If health comes, improved health comes along with it, great, but those are really more my priorities, because to me, I talked about this a lot throughout the years, like health is fleeting to me. I think health is like a spectrum. The more healthy habits you have, the healthier you are. The less healthy habits you have, the less healthy you are. But also there are external factors, like someone can lose 200 pounds, get in a car accident, and have chronic back pain for the rest of their life at a perfectly normal way. Like, there are just so many things. Like, you can have high cholesterol that's hereditary. My ex-boss, he had high cholesterol, and he's a very fit guy, runs a lot, he did all the dietary changes, his cholesterol didn't change. So like, health is not always something that you can achieve solely by weight loss. It can enhance those things and reduce pressure and weight on your joints, and I'm never going to deny those things, but I think some people can live healthier lives at a slightly higher body weight, and you know, health is not really my main goal. It's more so like the convenience of being thin. Also, like things like just like bias in general, like maybe I could have a higher salary if I were thinner. Like, it's just like statistics that plus size women are not offered as high of salaries, and I think I do pretty well for myself, but I'm like, could I be doing more? Anyhow, the other thing about GLP-1s is it almost confirms something that I knew like this whole time, is that like, outside of like the things like my habits changing, but like there's always a point in my weight loss where I can't lose any more weight, and hopefully that doesn't happen this time. You know, we're gonna keep on this GLP-1 train and hope that it goes well and that I can get down to where I want to be. And I don't know exactly where that is because I've never been thin in my adult life, but I think when I get there I'll know like what I want to look like, you know. That like when I have been trying, I'm like, I should be able to like be eating this and losing weight. And with GLP-1, yes, I do eat a little bit less. I get full a little bit faster. I know that it like delays your gastric emptying, and so you can like sustain yourself between meals. One, like eating doesn't feel urgent. Before, like if I didn't eat, I was like, oh, I have ADHD as well. I'm like, oh, I have a headache. I don't feel good. Like now I can go like a longer time. I'm like, oh, I don't need to like stop and get something out. I can wait till I get home and I have my cottage cheese ranch or whatever it is. Like, it doesn't feel like an emergency. And this 58 pounds that I've lost, I haven't tracked it all. Like, I haven't tracked my food anywhere. I think when I first started, I did do like 1 or 2 week tracking on Weight Watchers just to see if I was eating over at least like 1,400 calories, because I didn't want my calories to be too low. But outside of that, I haven't tracked it all. I've just been a little bit more mindful about what I eat. I try to eat on the lower carb side and kind of balance it like a 80-20. I have a slice of pizza from time to time. I will have like I said, I had a half a donut at work. And I've been losing without having to track. And that's what I really wish, because I'm one of those people that's like, I don't want to have to track my food for the rest of my life. Every time I stop tracking, am I just going to like instantly start gaining weight back? And being on a GLP-1 has given me the confidence that I can just have like an average life of like eating the way that I'm eating, enjoying myself, and still lose weight, and then eventually like get to a maintenance calorie. Like now my goal is weight loss, so I do focus a little bit more on that. But it's just been easier this time. And I know some people on GLP-1s are reluctant to say it's been easier, because they want to be like, no, it's still hard work. You still have to eat healthy. You still have to work out. Yes, you do still have to do those things, but it has also been easier to do those things. And it makes me less discouraged, even though I am only 19 pounds below where I was when I started last time, that I'll have the longevity to get where I want to get, because it's not so hard. It doesn't feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop when it starts getting harder. When I start feeling like starving every time I lose weight, like there's a point where I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like ravenous. I'm so hungry. Like I'm starving myself out. Like I'm so hungry. I'm working out so much. The scale isn't budging. What the fuck? So it's like taken that away as well, which has been really, really awesome. So that's what my experience has been like on a GLP-1 so far. Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm just barely below where I started last time. I would like to go up in dose soon, but I just switched jobs. My COBRA paperwork hasn't come yet, and my old job is like being very annoying about getting it to me, and I'm like, my new insurance kicks in 4 weeks, so I think I'm just gonna like wait. My doctor did a 3-month supply of 2.5 to get me through the 60 days until my new insurance started, which thankfully she did, because my COBRA paperwork hasn't come for me to like increase doses. But there is like this little worry in the back of my mind. I'm like, what if I can't get all of it off with GLP-1s? Because there are some people that have been on GLP-1 for a year plus, and they only lost what GLP-1s actually promise. It says you can lose, I think with Ozempic, like 10 to 15% of your body weight. Mounjaro ends up down, I'm a little sweaty, it's hot in here, 20% of your body weight, and they lose that, and that's it. And I'm like, oh, I hope that I'm not one of those people. But then I think it does matter how quickly you move up. If they move you up based on like the standard guidance, like first dose 4 weeks, another 4 weeks, and then they move you up and you're at the top dose, I think maybe that's why some people stop losing. My doctor is like trying to maximize weight loss on every dose, so hopefully with me staying on this dose and then being on each dose for longer, I'll be able to like drag out that the honeymoon phase, instead of like getting to the top and you're like, oh shit, what do we do now? Weight loss surgery? Like, what's next? So even though I keep saying that I'm like, my weight loss is slowing right now. I only have a month until I can go up, and then hopefully I have 5, and then I have 7, then I think there's 12.5, and then 15. So I have like quite a few doses to go through, and I have lost a quarter of what I want to lose. So I'm like, if I could lose this amount on the next 4 doses, I still won't even max out doses. So yeah, that's the update. How I feel about regaining weight, even though I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but this just like this time in a little bit more detail. And then what it's like being on GLP-1 and how it's like really changed a lot of things. And I could see how that could be like life altering, life ruining. Like, what's the title of this video? GLP-1's ruined my life. Like, thumbnail. I can see how it could be like that for some people, for sure, because it's weird. Like, you got to find new hobbies, and I walk on the beach a lot, and we go to more comedy shows, and not that we didn't do that stuff before. We still went to movies and did things like that, but so much more of what we did was like very food focused, and now it really can be, because I don't enjoy it in the same way. And yeah, I'll still go out, but like, it's just a little different, you know? But yeah, more to come. Thank you guys for watching this long video. Hopefully you just listened to it while you're driving, podcasted it. Feels like my Osmo's about to overheat. So I will talk to you guys real soon. Get out there and love life. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Yeah.